Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be teaching you all about iron pyrite. So, look how beautiful and flashy and just wonderful. I just taught about labradorite, but now I'm teaching about pyrite. This actually comes from Peru, but the iron pyrite that I have on my website actually comes from South Africa. And this is actually one of the most underplayed crystals because citrine takes all the light from pyrite, and people don't even know what the difference is between pyrite and citrine is when it comes to wealth and manifestation and helping you achieve abundance. This is a pyrite bracelet I have on my website. This is how it looks as jewelry, if you guys can see. There we go, the camera just focused. It's actually a heavier crystal, and it works different based on any of the chakras that you have on your body. So this is cubic pyrite. It actually grows in... I don't ever remember the name, but it's pyridahedron, a cube, octahedron, or because it's only so much to keep in my head, and I only work with the square. Okay, there's one with 5 faces, there's one with multiple faces, and there's one that is like a square. That's actually going to be easier for you guys to remember, because if it's harder for me to remember for some reason, because I've been working with pyrite for years, and I can't ever remember the names, how am I supposed to teach you guys pyrite? And it confuses people too. The best one for wealth and stability and manifestation is the cube shape. So basically cubic pyrite is the best for putting on your desk, because one thing about pyrite is it helps you get very practical when it comes to business matters. So what's the difference between citrine and pyrite when it comes to just working on your goals, working on manifestation? Maybe you want to attract wealth and abundance into your life. Now, this is a really good question. So for people who do sales, people who go door to door, people who work in a sales job, citrine is going to be your best friend most of the time. Okay, because citrine is basically new opportunities. It's very sunny. The people who anyone you're doing sales for will feel very sunny as well. They're gonna be like, okay, cool, and those people might even hire you as well. So citrine helps with those kind of opportunities. So citrine is very lucky in the regard of helping you basically branch out opportunities. I remember I had a friend who didn't believe in crystals, and he got citrine from me, and he had a sales job, and he was like, I've never made more sales in my entire life going door to door. These people want to invite me in and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, okay, just don't mix it with the rose quartz. I'm kidding. For anyone who understands that joke. Okay, so with pyrite, pyrite's very good for protection as well. Pyrite is very good for protection, and this is actually one of the best crystals ever. I would use the pyridahedron, if that's what I'm saying it right correctly. This is the pyridahedron. Let's talk about words I can't say. Pyridahedron. The one with I practiced on how to say these words before the video. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to say these correctly, but it doesn't really matter, because when you're wearing pyrite, you're wearing pyrite. I do usually have a cubic version of pyrite. Pyrite is very good on different chakras. When you put it near the throat chakra, it's extremely protective of the head. You might see me wear pyrite around my throat in lives, and people are like, why is he wearing pyrite during lives? Well, 2 things. When you have pyrite near your throat, it's an auric shield for your head. Nothing's getting through it. It kind of acts like black tourmaline for the brain specifically. So it isn't... I mean, it's very interesting, because it took me a long time into my journey to really find that out. But it's literally like just a bubble of just like cement around your head, and nothing's getting through. It's like, okay, yeah. And anytime when someone tries to get over on you, or anytime someone tries to just not do right by you, you're going to know it right away. And you're like pyrite helps you think very, very fast. For people who usually use pyrite as a choker or around the upper chakras, they always have that metallic smell. It's because it's iron pyrite, and it does clean the brain chakras and meridians of the brain as well. So you're going to notice a lot of chakras being cleaned upstairs by the crown. So yeah, you can put a crystal that belongs to the sacral chakra on the crown chakra. It's pretty cool. Or the throat chakra, or the third eye chakra. It does help with that regard as well. Now, this is definitely a root. Well, it's a sacral crystal. It can be used for root energies. It can help you feel more grounded. It can help you feel really good. Pyrite's actually a very, very good crystal when it comes to manifestation. It's good for faking it until you make it. So what does that mean? So people who are rappers, because I have a few people who get crystals from me, and if they're rappers or if they do any kind of singing related stuff, anything in any industry, when it comes to you having to put on like a front, kind of like, okay, I'm against all these people, and like we're going off, and like basically this, I just dropped my album or whatever. So when you wear pyrite, especially when you do songs, when you do music, anything like that, even for small business owners who want to manifest, it really helps you fake it until you make it. I don't know if you can see all these little tiny mirrors in the pyrite, and there's just several different mirrors in different facets facing different directions, refracting light. If you're actually aware of the occult mirror dimensions, it's basically how can a spirit that is like, for example, some people have been approached by a spirit, and that spirit is actually a different spirit pretending to be another spirit, because there's an interdimensional law that states that basically mirror dimensions can be manipulated. Now, when it comes to when it comes to manipulation on manifestation, it's basically you warping your reality to move to the highest and closest version of yourself. So you're using the mirror dimensions of the pyrite to align your chakras and put off a frequency that you're not currently there yet, but it actually puts off the frequency that you're actually there, attracting what you actually desire versus what you don't want. What does that mean? If you're a rapper, that means your album's going to be perceived that much better. If you're a singer, people are going to think that you're number one before you made it number one, and people are going to be manifesting that you're number one. So that's actually a very good thing about pyrite. You can put it in registers. I would suggest wearing it because it actively works on your chakras. But if you're in a business, if you just started a business, if you anything with like, maybe you have a salon, maybe you have a store, maybe anything with like you just set up a shop or something like that, the pyrite is going to be very, very good for really putting off just a different energy in the entire room, because pyrite's one of those crystals that it'll slam against the walls. Like the energy will just hit the walls on every single direction. If you're someone who you really, really want to be a small business owner, you want to take your business up a notch, maybe you want to elevate and basically get to where you need to be, but you're not practical. You're making goals, but you're not like, you're talking about doing something every single day. Maybe you wanted to make a quilt, whatever. Maybe you wanted to make fishing rods, and you've been talking about it for 5 years, but you actually have not even started making fishing rods, and you're just talking about it, and you don't really know how to put it into practicality. Pyrite actually, since it resonates with the sacral chakra, it activates stagnant energies that is blocking you, because the sacral chakra is the most neglected. If you're not aware of that, it's the orange chakra. The crystal doesn't have to be orange to work on the orange chakra. If you can see, it's very bright and flashy and beautiful. Pyrite's wonderful. It's just, if you really feel like you've just been stagnant, you don't have the creative energy or juices to really, maybe you've just been talking forever and you're just not really there, and like you're like, okay, how can I get my business off the ground? I've been talking about it for 5 years. 5 years went by and I haven't started my business. The pyrite really helps make you, it just organizes energy and adds and subtracts energy to your aura and rearranges energy in your aura to really, really help you become more practical, help you be more aligned when it comes to getting in the mode of getting started. So you can put pyrite at the four corners of your desk. You can wear pyrite at your desk, and then you really start writing, and then whatever kind of like crazy ideas that you were talking about before, but you didn't really actually do it, you're going to start pulling down, and whatever energy is in your aura, you're just going to start pulling to you, organizing, and it's going to get done, because you're more likely to get it done using pyrite than a crystal like citrine. Because some people use citrine and they're like, I don't see any results from the citrine. I'm like, okay, is it real? They're like, yeah. Okay, once we found out your citrine is real, why isn't it working? Okay, because you're not doing anything. Like, you're just sitting at home and you're rubbing on your citrine, and you're really wondering why your citrine isn't working. You're there like, you're just like, come on, citrine, work. But you've been talking about one of your passions. And maybe when you guys do this, your angels are literally pushing you. The first step that you take, you might fail for a few steps. So guess what? If you have fear of failure, then you're never going to succeed. One of the first steps is getting started. If you've ever seen my first website, it was not the same at all. Not even it was not the same. It was not as successful as the current website and as beautiful as the current website. But you have to start somewhere. Maybe you want to learn how to design your own website. It takes time. You're going to mess up a bunch, but then you're going to be really good at it. So start your website. Pyrite gives you, it helps give you that energy that you really need to get started. On top of that, the fake it till you make it energy. So maybe you're manifesting plus you needed that extra energy and desire to get going. What kind of combination is that? Now, on top of that, it's a really good combination if you can't tell. It's actually putting you exactly where you need to be. So a lot of times for people who are just, they want to get started with something, they want to work for themselves, they want to their businesses to flourish, they want to get luckier. Pyrite's a crystal of luck as well. It's a sun element stone. It's a very earth and sun element stone. It's just really, really lucky. It's just one of those crystals that you can even get lucky with pyrite almost as close as you can with aventurine. With pyrite, it's super random, but it's just sporadic. It's a really good crystal for luck. It's a really good crystal for business. It's a really good crystal for getting your business started. Versus citrine, maybe you're at a job or you're looking for jobs. Citrine's better in that regard. For singers, rappers, and even those people who are in labels and stuff like that. Pyrite's wonderful because it'll really just take you to another level because it puts off a frequency that you're already on another level. So what if you're someone who, maybe you're doing sales and you're wearing citrine, but your pyrite, your citrine's still not working for you. Well, that means, because remember, the chakras go upwards. You have to align the chakras from the root to the crown for everything to be completely aligned. So with pyrite, one thing that you can do is you can put it on your solar plexus chakra, your sacral chakra, which is your, basically by your navel. And then you can work with citrine, or you can just wear the pyrite. I suggest it as a necklace because it'll reach the chakras anyway, but it's going to really help because it helps unblock the lethargy, just the stagnancy of energy. It breaks up stagnancy of energy, and it's very good for helping you feel more motivated. And then citrine is very good for the sunny side. Basically the sunniness and just inviting in new opportunities and feeling lucky and feeling good. Because remember, you can't neglect the sacral chakra and expect, you can't not balance the chakras and expect for things to go right. Sorry, you got to be aligned to be aligned. If you want to be aligned on your life's path, your chakras have to be aligned. There's no way around that. Even if you're not aligned and you obtain what you were seeking, maybe you're not in alignment to keep it. So sometimes your angels will hold off and wait till you're fully aligned for you, some of your biggest gifts, your blessings, and just different things to open up for you. Pyrite's one of the best crystals for that. One thing that's really cool about pyrite, because I'm going to use pyrite versus citrine a lot in this video. Pyrite versus citrine. Now, because this is a very big, people are like, why do I need pyrite if I have citrine? Or why do I need citrine if I have pyrite? Well, they work very well together. Keep in mind that these crystals are from different chakras. They belong to different chakras and they work in very different ways. Every crystal works in a very, very different way. So pyrite will break up stagnancy, but pyrite has a protective aspect of it as well. Ooh, this video is about to get very interesting. So pyrite. Ooh, okay, I'm excited to talk about this. Remember how I said that has mirror dimension energy? So when someone goes to direct some kind of psychic attack towards you, it can send it straight back, especially with its very flashy, so when someone sends some kind of entity or evil eye to you, it's like, hey, yep, guess what? You just got sent back, yep, and then blinded, and then that's what I talk about when I mean blind the evil eye. Literally, since it has a flashy energy and just an energy about it that's very mirror-like, it will mirror back the evil eye. It will mirror back negative energy. One thing about pyrite too, it'll have you thinking very quick, especially when you wear it as a necklace closer to the neck. That's why on TikTok lives, you guys will see me wear that really tight pyrite choker under my throat. It's because it's meant to be tight. It's meant to be directly on my... And I actually have tiger eye between that. And people are, okay, why do you have tiger eye on the throat chakra if it belongs to the solar plexus chakra? I'm mixing my chakras up. And root chakra. Well, because different crystals do different things on different chakras. That's why I suggest them as necklaces. and not just as bracelets, because they actually operate very differently and very multifaceted. So when it hits the heart chakra, it's doing something very different. But when it comes to the throat chakra and the third eye chakra, Tigrai, because I'm using different chakras as an example, and here's another crystal as an example. Tigrai on the throat chakra will really help open your third eye and your psychic abilities and your intuition. And if you're wearing Tigrai, especially as a necklace, and someone tries to do something bad with you in your picture, it doesn't work. So the person can take a picture of you and they can do some kind of spell work with it, and it's just invalid. The Tigrai literally sends a flashback. So if anything, if that person does some kind of what do you call it? Let me think of something. So if that person does some kind of spell to have you drop off, and you're wearing Tigrai or even Pyrite because of its flash energy, you've seen the flashiness of this. It'll go back to them. A lot of you who wear Pyrite from me or who wear Tigrai, especially as a necklace, because I'm using Tigrai as an example as well, it goes back to them, and you're like, oh, this person's doing all this bad stuff with me, and I ask them, how's that person doing? They're like, oh, they have all these problems, and I'm like, do you see what's going on? You're wearing the Pyrite, you're wearing the Tigrai, because Pyrite and Tigrai is actually a very good combination. I'm glad I said that in this video, because I'm talking about Tigrai now, and you're like, I thought this video was about Pyrite. Well, I'm teaching about crystals in general. Pyrite actually matches very well with Tigrai. Those two energies, you would think it's just for wealth and manifestation. The protective aspects about Tigrai and Pyrite together, woo! And if you wear a crystal such as Tigrai and Pyrite and citrine, the citrine, if it ever has to defend you, it's not going to be good at bringing you new opportunities or wealth or anything good like that. Because if its sole job is to literally help you manifest and do really well, and now it has to defend you, it's like, I'm not this kind of stone. I volunteer, like Katniss Everdeen. I volunteer. And the citrine's like, oh, I'm not supposed to be defending this person because I don't have any other crystals, but I will. And then that's why your citrines break. It's because, like, okay, this crystal had to defend itself, and it wasn't really ready to do that job. But when you have Pyrite, it's like balancing it back. It's protecting you, especially under a psychic attack. Pyrite patches holes in your energy field. So if you have a bunch of auric holes, which means like you have a little tiny ins that people can get in, maybe mentally, any kind of psychic attack, any kind of dark energy sent to you, they look for holes. The entities, the energies, they look for a little kind of in into your aura. Like maybe if your aura is a brick wall, and they see this, and they just blew dark energy into your aura, the Pyrite is like, no, that's open, and then it closes it, and then when you blow against it, if anything, the wind's gonna hit you back in the face. But that's a pretty cool thing about Pyrite as well. Cubic Pyrite's better for stability. The Pyrite with more flashes in it, Pyritohedron, I'm not going to be able to say it. The Pyrite with this many sides is, and the other two kind of Pyrites, because octahedron, I did rehearse the Pyrite names, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember this, but I really thought about it. I'm like, well, if it's difficult for me to remember, I'm not going to make you guys remember it, and I don't think you guys should, because Pyrite is Pyrite, essentially. The one that is cubed, it's better for having it at the desk and more for stability. How do you know if your crystal is, like if you're wearing cubic Pyrite, I have that as a choker. It's in natural cubic shapes. If it's drilled as a circle, it's probably any of the Pyrite, which is not a bad thing, because Pyrite, it's a minor difference. It's a very small difference. The cubic Pyrite, yeah, it just does that because of its geometry. People even carve Pyrites into just different pyramids and put them on the desk. That's good too. Pyrites are very good. It's an excellent stone for helping you manifest. It's excellent stone to help you draw wealth to you. Fake it till you make it energies. The best people who I see do well with Pyrite are people who are singers, rappers, small business owners, or people who really need to get off the ground, and people who are not practical, because some of your biggest problems is that you guys talk and you'll tell friends and you'll tell your family and you're like, I'm definitely going to start that fishing rod business. I'm going to start that fishing rod business. I'm going to start that fishing rod business. And 5 years later, you haven't started it, but you're still talking. Get some Pyrite, wear the Pyrite. It'll help align your... Remember how I said Pyrite helps you think faster? Whatever is not coming to you mentally, your pyrite will organize in your aura. It'll subtract energies that are not meant to be there, such as stagnancy and low motivation and impracticality. And then it will add new energies to your aura that were already there, but they weren't aligned. Keep in mind, aligned versus all over the place. If you have all this energy to get your business started, but you're just not getting your business started, pyrite really helps align you to get what you need out of your energy field to really function and flow. If you have any questions, pyrite's a very fascinating stone. This pyrite comes from Peru. Well, actually, this pyrite comes from Peru. This comes from South Africa. Pyrite can also come from Italy. The one on my website is also from South Africa. May sound completely strange. Maybe I'm just very inept or adept at smelling crystals, or just being able to harness their energy and get used to them. Pyrite from Italy, I stopped putting that on my website because I feel like it has an extra earthy smell to it. And when I make it for people, I have like that's the only smell going through my nose. I'm like, I wonder if other people are smelling this. So if you like smelly pyrite, then the one from Italy, I don't know what about it. Maybe it's just the energy in the land. Italian pyrite it probably has a different, it has a different mineral content that's still pyrite, but just an extra earthy smell. If you want to work more with the earthen element, I can get Italian pyrite. I like South African pyrite because it's simple and it's pyrite. But if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.